My name is Lisa Gilman. I'm a professor of folklore and English and the incoming director of the Institute of Immigration Research at George Mason University. In 2024, 2025, I had the wonderful opportunity to be a fellow at the Wilson Center in Washington, D.C. I was selected to be a fellow to work on my project on refugee and arts, as a global project, research project that I'm working on to tell stories about refugees doing positive things for their communities and contributing to their host environments. The Wilson Center has been around since 1968. It is a nonpartisan think tank funded 75% privately and 25% by federal money, and it exists to provide evidence-based research for Congress to inform decision making. As a fellow at the Wilson Center, my goal was to complete the book on refugees and the arts, to interact with this incredible group of scholars and thinkers that were coming from all over the world and from all different disciplines, and very importantly, to learn how to write policy for a policy audience. So taking my research about refugees and finding ways to write that in a way that members of Congress and other decision makers would read so I could have more of an impact. When Donald Trump got elected in November, and then when he was inaugurated in January, immediately he issued executive orders that had a dramatic impact on refugees and immigrants, which impacted the people that I do research with in really profound ways. I also was impacted personally in terms of my work because suddenly the Wilson Center was saying that even though we were supposed to be a nonpartisan think tank, that saying anything that was critical of the Trump administration was partisan or could put the Wilson Center at risk. We were seeing federal agencies being shut down left and right. We were seeing people being fired. We were seeing people being fired for what they said. We were seeing a lot of censorship. And so the Wilson Center leadership started censoring what the fellows could publish and write about because they were afraid that they too might end up having being at the mercy of the Trump administration's efforts to shut down a lot that was going on. In March, one Saturday morning, I then received a message that on Friday night, Donald Trump had issued an executive order that included the shuttering of seven different federal agencies, including the Wilson Center. That's how all the leadership at the Wilson Center found out about this. 2 weeks later, on a Thursday morning at 10 a.m., we got a message that everybody needed to come into the Wilson Center and that we had until 5 p.m. to basically shut the center down. So aside from a small skeletal staff, everybody else had to shut down. So we spent that day packing up offices, people that had been working there for 30 years, 42 years. By 5 o'clock, that was the end of their workday. We had a countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At 10 seconds until 5, and at 5, everybody hugged each other and left the building. For me professionally, the impact was fortunately minimal because I have my job at George Mason University, but it was really dramatic and really sad seeing so many people who had been so dedicated, so committed, so ethical lose their jobs in that single day. The shuttering of the Wilson Center left me really shaken up and fearful, and just thinking, what does it mean when you shut down thinking? What does it mean to no longer be allowed to think?